Launching and running a YouTube channel is normally an endless cycle of being super excited to script, film, and edit your video, followed by the inevitable disappointment when you upload them. Those of us running YouTube channels are normally working super hard on our content all the time. And so it can be really disappointing when you're consistently uploading videos and they're not getting the views that you think they deserve. It's hard to know if you're even on the right track, but in this video, I'm going to break down the 14 signs that show me that your YouTube channel is about to blow up. Here's one thing that's often hard to understand. Successful YouTube channels don't look successful at the start. Chances are they actually only feel successful first. And there are some very specific signs that show up months, sometimes years before your channel actually takes off. Now, the first half of this video is around strategy, mindset, and a little bit of gut feeling, while the second half of this video is focusing on the analytics and KPIs that show me YouTube is warming up to your content. If you recognize even just a few of these signs, chances are you're closer to success on your YouTube channel than you think. First up, strategy, mindset, and gut feel signs. The first sign is that you genuinely enjoy making content. Now, we kick off this video with the cliche that if you don't enjoy what you do, you're not going to do it for very long. One of the biggest early signs is simple but underrated. You actually enjoy the process. You feel comfortable filming, editing doesn't feel like torture, and you get a little buzz when you upload, even if the numbers aren't there yet. That enjoyment matters because YouTube is a really long game and it's very easy to throw in the towel. And many people throw in the towel without realizing just how close they were to the YouTube success they once dreamed of. Plenty of people start because they want the numbers, millions of views and millions of subscribers. Realistically though, the numbers don't define your success. It's actually your foundations that determine your success, and the foundations come long before the success ever arrives. If you get energy from creating and not just checking the analytics, then you're already ahead of most of your competition. The second sign is that you're not forcing a persona. One of the most cliche words around marketing is authenticity, and a lot of the marketing experts will throw that one at you, most of the time to cover the massive gap in their actual marketing knowledge to build something successful, but it is advice that is right and true, and that is why a lot of them fall back on it all the time. However, where most people think that being authentic is about showing the good and bad in your business or your life, or showing every granular detail on social media, that's actually not the case. For me, I define authenticity as not having that horrible, uncomfortable feeling in your stomach or in your heart when you're actually recording and filming content. If you find yourself trying to copy someone else's style just because you think that it'll get views, putting on some kind of YouTube voice or persona, or being super high energy, if that is not you, then I can already tell you you're set up to fail. You might gain the numbers short term, but remember this: if your content is not natural, then it's not sustainable. The extra energy that it takes to perform in this way that is not naturally you soon wears out. And even if you do get loads of views and are super successful, you're going to have built something that is completely frauded, because people are then following and subscribed to a version of you that doesn't even exist. So if your content style feels natural and you know you could continue doing that for years and years, then you're on very good ground. Sign number 3, you found repeatable formats that match your brand and content. Now, I absolutely love a content format, but what do I actually mean by that? Well, basically, it's a shape or a way in which your content can be that can be repeated multiple times. In other words, if you can create multiple episodes of the same thing, then you've found yourself a format. For example, podcasting is a format, and Q&A videos are also a format. The premise and the template stays the same, but the guest, the topic, or the challenge changes. Now, the TV industry does this so well. There's a reason that we can relate back to our favorite TV programs, which ran for episode after episode and series after series. Think of panel shows or quizzes. The guests and questions change every single week, but the core format stays the same. If you can pick a handful of formats that work well for your brand and business on YouTube, then it becomes so much easier to produce them at scale. You'll notice that the biggest YouTube channels lean in heavily to formats, and you can start to associate a particular type of content with that creator. Now, Gary Vee is a great example of this. He's managed to do Wine Library TV, Ask Gary Vee Show, Daily Vee, Weekly Vee, Tea with Gary Vee, and then Trash Talk, where he goes out garage sailing. All he's needed is a title and a premise. The actual episodes change every single week. And I've not seen a content creator manage to produce episodic content as well as he has. Formats reduce creator burnout, speed up production, attention and build viewer trust. If you're starting to see similar structures or familiar intros, that isn't being boring or repetitive, it is professionalization. If you're already doing this, you're onto a winner. Sign number 4 is that you think in series and not one-off videos. You don't just sit there and think, what random video should I make now? You start to think of different video ideas and how they all link into each other. Thinking in series or episodic content, as we've just mentioned, or even just batching a lot of similar videos together into things like playlists, really help your viewers build trust, binge your content, and ultimately follow your channel. A great tip for this is using the rule of 3. Say that you have a video. At the end of your YouTube video, you can link to others. So if you are a fitness instructor, you might have a video around how to get six-pack abs. At the end of that video, you could suggest viewers go watch your videos on keeping a good diet or maintaining your six-pack abs. It's best that these additional videos create further intrigue, answer more questions that people might have from the first video, or maybe even take them from beginner through to advanced level. If you're already thinking how one video can lead to another, then your ideas start to stack up and your channel has direction. It becomes easier to explain and understand what it is that your channel does, putting you ahead of most creators. Sign number 5 is that you have realistic expectations and long-term patience. So here's a stat that really matters. On average, it takes 15.5 months or roughly 150 videos before the average YouTube channel will hit 1,000 subscribers. And fewer than 5% of YouTube channels ever make it to hitting 10,000 subscribers. If hearing that stat alone hasn't already made you want to quit, then you might just do okay, because that already puts you in a very rare category. On average, people give up on YouTube after producing just 30 videos. In my experience, I actually see that to be a lot less with our clients. They've normally given up after 12 or 15 videos before we get involved and start to help. That's certainly not enough time for you to find your style, find your voice, get comfortable on camera, or even get good at editing. More importantly, it's definitely not enough time for your audience to gain any kind of rapport with you. Successful creators don't rush YouTube, they're actually built to outlast it. Sign number 6 is that while the viewing figures might feel wrong, the comments feel right. This one is really subtle but can be very powerful. When you don't have many views, comments matter. And when you start to see comments with really positive feedback saying things like, I can't believe this channel doesn't have more subscribers, this video is just what I need, then they are all the right signs that your channel is bubbling away underneath the surface. Now, I've got to be honest, when we're building channels of our own or building channels for clients, this is the main theme and feedback in the comments, and it really does feel amazing in the early days. Now, we actually use really high production value as a means of trying to stand out in what can often be very saturated sections of YouTube. But couple that with a video that actually helps or entertains your audience, and that's why so many of our clients are off to the races. These type of comments usually mean that the audience fit is there, even if the scale isn't yet. An audience fit always comes before growth. YouTube will make sure the right people are watching your videos and that it's understood your channel and your audience before it really starts to push it out in volume. Now we're heading on to the analytics and KPIs. So let's talk about numbers, but not always the obvious ones. Because views and subscribers usually come at the end of your YouTube success, the real signs come a lot earlier. And now we're going to break them down. Sign number 7 is that your viewer to subscriber ratio improves. One of the most underrated metrics in YouTube is your viewer to subscriber ratio. If more viewers are choosing to subscribe, that's obviously a massive signal of trust. Now, the average viewer to subscriber rate is about 1%. So that means for every 100 views, you'll be pretty much on track if you manage to get one of those people to subscribe. This tells YouTube that your channel either solves a repeatable problem or provides entertainment that people are happy to see again and again. However, this is just one indicator and isn't relevant for every channel. For example, one of our clients has a channel reviewing electric vehicles. We've launched his channel and done a handful of videos. He's had thousands of views in the first few weeks, and that will continue to grow as and when people want to find out about that car. But that's the important note. People are searching for a review of a certain car. They want to find information about the car, and they're not necessarily bothered who they get it from. The automotive car review sector has very good viewing figures, but a much lower viewer to subscriber rate. Just because someone has seen a review of a Tesla Model 3, that doesn't mean that they want to see a car review video of every other car on the market every single week. So if your channel serves as a point of utility, i.e. a tutorial or information, then your viewer to subscriber ratio will be a lot lower. Sign number 8 is that returning viewers increase. Now, returning viewers are absolutely golden. They show habit, trust, and familiarity. YouTube absolutely loves this, and if you're seeing people come back video after video, even on a small channel, this is a great precursor for growth. Think of your favorite TV shows or Netflix series. Chances are you didn't just watch one episode and then never again. You will have gone back episode after episode, season after season. Really big successful channels aren't built on viral spikes. They're built on returning loyal viewers. Sign number 9 is that traffic to your video shifts to suggested and browse features. Early on, most of your views come from external links or social media, or sending the link to your friends and family and hounding them until they watch the video. A huge sign of channel success is when your views start to come from browse features, search, or suggested videos. That means that YouTube is testing your content with viewers who don't know who you are yet. That's the platform quite literally saying, let's see how this performs. If your channel is a utility and it's built on sharing education, information, things like how-tos or tutorials, then you might find that your KPI in this case is actually people finding you through search. Sign number 10 is that your retention rate trends upwards. Now, you don't always need insane retention. You just want to see this improving over time. If your average view duration is slowly increasing, even just a few % over a few videos, this shows YouTube that you've got better hooks, cleaner pacing, and better storytelling. Retention mastery is usually what unlocks YouTube success at scale. Sign number 11, your first 30 seconds starts to improve. Now, pay really close attention to this. If your bounce rates are reducing, that means that less people are clicking off your video immediately after opening it. That's often the difference between your videos wasting away in the back catalogue of your channel or being pushed to the skies by YouTube. The algorithm cares so deeply about the first impression. If you're working on getting to the point quicker, providing immediate value or entertainment up front, then you're improving the retention rate of your videos. How annoying are those YouTube tutorials that you click on and they're like 20 minutes long for 30 seconds of information? They start the video thanking you for tuning in, asking you to subscribe, and apologizing for why they haven't posted in the past few weeks. We're all thinking the same thing. Get to the point. Think of it like this. Literally everyone will thank you for giving them the winning lottery numbers, but not everyone is going to be bothered about how you got them. One tip to increase your early retention is to confirm to the viewer the video that they are watching. So you could say, hey, if you're struggling with X problem, then this video is for you. This proves to people that they've found the right video, it's going to help or entertain them, and they're going to stick around. Sign number 12 is that your YouTube Shorts metrics start to stabilize. Now, YouTube Shorts gave the platform its biggest functional change it's probably ever seen since it launched. It filled a gap that no one knew YouTube really had and scratched that short-form dopamine-filled itch that a lot of viewers were getting from other platforms. It's still a massively changing and evolving feature within the YouTube platform, which is why success on YouTube Shorts can often look a little chaotic. A good sign is when Shorts stop being random spikes. Your view to swipe ratio starts to improve, and you're seeing that people are leading from the short form video over to your long form content. And that's when Shorts becomes a real channel asset and not a distraction. Remember though, the amount of views you'll get on your Shorts are always going to be way higher than your long form content, and that doesn't mean they're more valuable. If anything, it actually means the opposite. Most people will see hundreds, if not thousands of times more views on YouTube Shorts than they will on their long form content. That's because people scrolling on YouTube Shorts could see literally hundreds of videos within a 10-minute doom scroll. Don't let the figures on short form views impact your ego. Remember, it's the long form views that actually impact your bank account. Sign number 13 is that a small success of one video is starting to lift others. Now, this is a big one. When you upload a new video and you actually start to see that your older videos also get views, this is a sign that your content ecosystem is starting to grow. This might be a sign that YouTube finally understands your channel and your audience. It means that other videos it will recommend to your audience are likely to be a hit. You might even notice that your super old videos have started to get a bit of traction. If you stayed consistent with your content for a long enough time, then those videos could still be relevant to new audiences. That could be a sign that your topic is coming into fashion or that it's gaining way more popularity. And some of those older videos could mean they're really well established and then be the first video that your new viewers see. At this point, viewers aren't just watching one video, they're actually watching you. Sign number 14 is that your impressions are starting to rise. One thing that many creators fail to understand is that YouTube will always increase your impressions first. It means that YouTube likes your content, and it means that people who are watching your videos are showing good signs. They're watching a large portion of your video, they're interacting, or they're doing a deep dive into your channel. So if you see that your impressions are starting to rise, that is a good sign. However, if your impressions rise and then your views don't follow, that could be a sign that you need to improve your titles, your thumbnails, your overall video packaging, or maybe your first 30 seconds. Higher impressions but slightly lower views doesn't mean that your content is bad, it's just that a testing phase is well underway. So remember, most successful YouTube channels don't look successful at the start, but they are clear, consistent, and quietly confident. So even if the views are lagging behind, if you recognize even just a few of these signs, it's a very good indicator that you're in the growth phase of your YouTube channel. So if you found this video helpful, be sure to click either of these videos for help and advice on how to grow your brand and business through content online. Also, don't forget to subscribe.